thought it was a brilliant idea at the start. Because I've changed that group name multiple times, it's basically confused the people who are in that group, that they don't really know what this group is. They don't really know what this party is. Just think of it as if you're at a party, all of a sudden the music changes or the lights go on or
Or
this
even more than
changes.
that, you know what? Think of it like this. You live in a country.
Welcome to Marketing with Vino, the edutainment business growth podcast, mixing education and entertainment to make growing your service business much more fun. Your hosts, Quinton Venter, online marketing expert, and Gabby Kowalski, creator of the Business Freedom Formula, have a glass of wine and share powerful and up-to-date strategies to help grow your service business fast.
Hey guys, welcome to Marketing with Vino, episode 13. You are tuning in, listening to myself, Quinton, and the beautiful, amazing Gabs. Welcome, Gabs.
Hello, awesome people. We've got some cool stuff prepared for you today. Can't wait to get into it. But before we do, just to let you know, I've moved to organic wines because I'm worth it. So I'm drinking Nature's Step, a Sauv Blanc, a beautiful white wine, and it's been organically grown. It's using organic grapes. So this is a shout out to the organic industry. Good on you guys for trying to make the world a better place. I support you, and even though I've been buying your vegetables for a long time, I've now moved into buying your wines because, well, you deserve it too.
So instead of buying the vegetables, you're now buying their grapes. Love it.
No, both. I'm doing both. I'm maintaining the supporting. You know, if you be the change you want to see in the world, support the things that you think that you believe in, and to me, I want this world to be even more epic as the years go on, and I want to encourage like the good stuff.
Yeah.
Help these people out there that have been in business for a while. And one of my clients is launching an online store. We're distributing beautiful organic food, across the countryside. And she's teamed up with all these farmers, and her aim is to get organics to families at an economical price point, so everyone can be healthy and avoid, the chemicals and the nasties. And
That's
so
cool,
this
yeah.
is also a shout out to her, and yeah, I believe that, when we support businesses like this, it gives them an opportunity. And some of these organic farmers, they've been struggling on their missions. They believe in what they do, but they haven't had it easy. So I think if we support what we believe in, it makes the world a better place.
Yeah, wow.
And it starts with wine.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Wine makes the world go around.
It does indeed.
I kind of feel bad now drinking the wine that I'm drinking. After that beautiful speech, but this one is my episode, or my site is sponsored by Taylor's Jarrow. It's one of their premium range, and it's a Cab Sav, one of my favorites. The reason why it's one of my favorites is I remember as a child, Dad used to talk about if you can't see a light come through the red, it means it's a good red. So he loves the dark ones. It's just a very dark, heavy one. I enjoy it. It's a beautiful day here in Sydney, so let's get going with this.
That's it. Woohoo! So, guys, today we actually wanted to have a chat to you about how to reach more people. And, we want to have a chat to you about, some of the platforms that have been around for a while, like email marketing. So, you may or may not have heard of your opportunity to create a list of people that you email market to, meaning that you send them value and you also send them, some form of promotion or some form of offer. You might send out video blogs or newsletters or whatnot, and you look after your list, and that list is, your platform to sell to and to make a difference upon. So Quinton and I were talking the other day, and we sort of said to ourselves, you know what, have you noticed, and it could just be us, that that email marketing, so many people are using it, that the click-through rates, meaning the people that actually open up these emails, aren't that high, and the industry's kind of accepted the fact that that low percentage clicks, open rates are accepted, meaning that to really get the benefit of a list, it's got to be pretty big these days, unless your list is so proactive, and that that's a task in itself.
Yeah, I got to put to that with email marketing, it works. It is amazing if you do it correctly. And the thing is, most of us don't do it correctly anymore, because even from receiving so many emails on the receiver's end, we just don't engage with emails as much. But I still know that there's a few key people that I do open it up from. So guys, even if you do email marketing and it's working for you, that is amazing. For those of you that want to get into email marketing, we have a better solution for you. Something that allows you to reach more people, but also engages more with your audience, rather than just being part of the noise in your inbox. So yeah, back to you, Gab. Sorry to interrupt like that.
No, that was great. Thank you. So this isn't dissing email marketing. I use email marketing. I have a list, and I do utilize that marketing tool. So it's not that we're telling you that don't do it or it's a waste of time. It's just understanding that, you know what, if you're like me, you'll have emails coming in from all sorts of things, and you get to a point where it's a mess. We're not, there's only a few that we open for a specific reason. And you'll find that usually those few that you open because they already won you before you got onto their list. Meaning that it's not that, it's not necessarily that, so some people, what they do is they'll take their opt-in or their lead magnet. It's something that they give you for free, like a report or an ebook or a video series, or a PDF of some cool tips or whatever. And then what they do is they cold market it. They post up a sponsored ad on Facebook to drive traffic to that lead magnet, that opt-in, to build their list. Now, the problem with that is that, that yes, you might be offering something really sexy, but the market itself is cold, meaning that they've never met you before. Here you are saying, hey, here's this cool thing. Now to really wow the socks off them, your thing is going to be beyond exceptional to really capture them. So you can't, if you're going to use that strategy, it's got to be like next level, amazing, groundbreaking, like wow balls, to actually have them then interact with your ongoing emails. Yeah. Usually, the people that succeed in email marketing are quite loud everywhere, meaning that they'll probably have a blog, a vlog, a podcast. They've been around giving you value in other ways, and then at some point after you've already got a connection, got a relationship, they've earned your trust, your respect. If you opt in for one of their things, you're more inclined to interact with their emails, if that makes sense. So if you're wanting to, if you're relatively new, and you're wanting to build an email list, it's kind of understanding that, what used to work back then may not work as well now, because things change and we've got to move with the times, and we've got to be thinking 3 steps ahead, constantly in business, and have a look at what's going on, and be, and be intelligent and creative enough to try something new. So if you're wanting to build your email list, great, do it. However, make sure that, one, if you're going to, send cold traffic, meaning people that never have come across you before, to an opt-in, a lead magnet, it's got to be mind-blowing. It can't just be basic. The mind-blowing, groundbreaking, innovative. 2, the other strategy is that you actually give some love out in other ways. May it be through video blogging, podcasting. Give love, and then offer them something really cool. That's an opt-in. That obviously is still amazing, and that will have them engage with your emails in the future. Would you agree with that, Quinton?
Yeah, totally. Also to add to that is when you are getting people to opt in to claim this amazing offer, what most people forget to do is to actually indoctrinate their audience, to actually indoctrinate their new subscribers on why it is important to be part of this list. See, what I've come across is, and I've been guilty of this in the past as well, is I put up a lead magnet, someone opts in, and I just deliver them a thank you email saying, here's your lead magnet, as promised. But that's basically when it stops. And then they used to go into my autoresponder series, where whenever I broadcast a message, they will get an email sent to them. So, but it's almost sending that email uninvited, because they don't really know what's going to come after they've received that lead magnet. So if you are doing email marketing, here's a pro tip for you. You need to indoctrinate your audience the moment they've subscribed So you can basically welcome them, same as we would do when you welcome someone to your home. You're saying, "Hey, my name is Quinton. I'm the founder of the agency, and this is how we roll here. This is what we do. This is what you can expect from us. This is what you can expect how often. And here's why it's important to open up our emails." So you're basically just telling them leading up why you should be paying attention to these emails. And then,
Yep. So it's selling them. It's actually
exactly, yeah,
it's selling them. It's getting them excited about the fact that when your emails are coming, they're going to be full of gold because you know your market enough to actually say, "Hey, thanks for taking my XYZ," and as a bonus, you're also now a part of our community. And what we do, we give a lot of love to our
yeah,
community. We send you all sorts of resources in whatever market you're in.
yeah,
And you should know your market. Before you do this, you should really know your market, meaning that you should know what they want to hear about, what they want to learn about, what they want, and what they're going to want to open. So that way you can actually tell them, "Hey, I'm going to give you XYZ," and that XYZ should have them go, "Oh, I want XYZ."
yeah,
And then when they see you pop up, they're not going to ignore you or delete you. They're actually going to be excited to see what how you're delivering. Once again, though, you've got to, deliver on your promise,
yeah.
and you've got to give them gold. Don't hold your best stuff away. Give them your love, and I love that, Quinton. It's beautiful. It's just these little tiny little tweaks that make and change the game, because there are a lot of people using email marketing, and it works for some and it doesn't for others.
Yeah.
And we could tell you, you can have the basics, which is, you want to send 5 add value emails and then 1 promotional. But that doesn't really give you anything, because ultimately, unless you have permission to send, you have them excited to receive, no one's going to open them anyway.
Exactly. And that's basically what it comes down to. It's you need to get them to a stage where they see you as a friend, because if you were to receive an email from someone you get excited to open it up. But if you know that it's going to contain something that smells a bit spammy, or that's constantly promotional, so you're constantly trying to sell them something, eventually they're going to opt out of it. And once you've made that promise, you need to be consistent with it. And if you don't, that's how they know that your brand is inconsistent, and therefore they'll start to trust you less on those emails and engage less.
Yep. Which also means this, guys, because you know what? If you know for certain that you've got so much content going out there that you can promise them, weekly cool stuff, then go for it. Whereas if you know that you're not that consistent with your stuff, tell them that every now and then I'm going to send you some gold. And I do it when I'm inspired.
Yeah.
Own up, give them the truth. Tell them what to expect within the little world that you've created for them online. That there's no right or wrong here. Just own. Don't promise them something and then not deliver.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you do that, you're going to install in their unconscious that you're not to be trusted, and that kills any opportunity for you to actually do business with them.
Yeah. I'll share one of my my welcome emails, and this is going to segue perfectly into our next section, because
Woo-hoo.
the email that I send out the moment someone opts in for one of our lead magnets, it's simply on the lines of I'm not going to word it perfectly, but it's on the lines of, "Hey, my name is Quinton, and I'm the founder of the agency, and I just want to welcome you on behalf of the team to the family. Thank you so much for requesting lead magnet name, but here's the deal." So we don't actually communicate that often on email. If you want to get in touch with us and be part of the conversation, you can join the Facebook group X, and we just insert the link there. So we're actually taking them away from the noise that's happening in the email, in the inbox, and taking them back to the platform where they like to hang out most. Now we put in a PS as well, saying once it's finished off with kind regards, PS, we will send you out promotional emails every once in a while, but only if for exclusive access when we release something new, whether it's a new piece of content or it's a new opportunity to partake in something, in an offer. And so keep your eyes out for that. Now, from that point onwards, we stop sending them any emails on a day-to-day broadcasting. We keep all of that conversation happening inside the group. And that's basically where we notice so much more engagement, because people love to be on Facebook all the time. It's what we've been talking about the whole time. They try and escape their life to join this party, which is the Facebook party. And we've just invited them to come hang out on the platform in a new separate exclusive party. So it's a party within a party. And
Yep.
that is where we are noticing the high engagement, better engagement that you will get from any email marketing strategy or any email you've ever sent, because it allows people to have a conversation happening in live time. So whenever you send out a comment welcoming someone to the group, they actually get a notification and are more inclined to participate. And
And obviously, that depends on your market too and where
Yeah.
they're hanging out. But if your market's hanging out, like it does depend. If your market's hanging out on Instagram, then tell them to connect with you on Instagram, because that's where you do most of your connecting. The whatever it might be, if it's Twitter, you can utilize this in any way, shape, or form, and where your peeps are hanging out. Ultimately, though, Quinton and I were talking about this the other day, and it's what. When email was new and fresh, everyone was on it. It was the new thing. It's not anymore. People people aren't that excited anymore about email. It's funny, they're more excited about getting a letter in the mail these days than
they are.
which is funny, because some of the old school strategies of sending direct mail or lumpy mail, so you put something really cool in there to make it lumpy and they're all excited to see what's in there, is actually getting more results than email marketing in some markets, because email marketing is not exciting as it used to be. So people see email like they're just not hanging out for hours on end like that on their email like they used to. Not everyone, obviously, some people do, and that's all cool and great. Quinton and I identified that our market does love Facebook and hangs out on Facebook. So what we've done, and it's pretty exciting, we actually we did kind of drop the seed on this the other episode, and we're revealing something really cool right now for you, and that's this. So what we did was we thought to ourselves, and I'm going to side venture and come back to what we were just talking about, if I've got your permission to do this. What we thought, Quinton and I were sort of sitting back going, how can we give you guys more love? We love the podcast platform. The only problem with the podcast platform is that there's no interaction.
It's us having a great time.
That's right. And, and we do think you're great listeners. We wanted to actually give you the opportunity to ask questions, to interact, to continue the conversation. And so, these conversations started a while ago, like shortly after we launched the podcast. And we thought to ourselves, let's create a Marketing with Vino club. And originally, we're sort of going, oh, look, what could we do? Well, we could charge you a small fee per month, and we could run like a webinar for you once a month where you can interact with us. Anyway, so we're jotting down ideas, we're putting things up on the idea board, so to speak, and as this progressed, we had this conversation and we thought to ourselves, you know what? We actually, look, we could charge you a small monthly fee, but we don't want to. We actually want to continue this conversation with you and keep giving you love. And, we don't think you should pay for the love. If you want to work with us and do any of our programs, by all means, have a chat, and that's a different thing. But we thought, how can we give you more love? And so we decided we're creating a different version. We're creating Marketing with Vino Club, and we're going to make it completely free and as a gift to you from us, so we can continue the conversation. So we've created a Facebook group called Marketing with Vino. We literally just launched it. We invited our clients and a few people we thought would love the experience, and we're making it public right now, this very second, to you, my friend, that you can come join the conversation after the episodes. Not only that, but when you're on this page, you're only going to be surrounded by amazing people just like you, who want more, who have a mission, who believe in giving back, who want to interact, and who want to get their questions answered, who want to have a mastermind of people around you that are going to give back to you too. And so in this group, you're going to be the first people to get the new episode uploads. You're going to be able to ask us direct questions. You're going to have resources, on the group to download, to utilize, and access to amazing people globally that you can joint venture with, that you can chat with, hear their stories. And literally it's been so cool because we just opened this up and already we're floored by the engagement, and it got us sort of thinking, and that's why we're having this conversation with you, because it's, why is the engagement heavy with such a small crowd? There are Facebook groups out there that have hundreds, even thousands of people, and you go in there and there's posts going up and there's 3 likes, 1 like, 0 likes, no comments, and yet we've got, I don't know, probably 60 or so, it's small.
Yeah.
It's a small amount. It's under 100 people inside our group, and they're interacting. We've got the interaction of some of the groups that, actually, quite frankly, I can compare it to the groups that actually have thousands in there. Why? Because the conversation is continuing. Just the other day, someone posted that they listened to episode 11, I think.
Yeah, 11.
11, where Quinton and I were talking about how to hire epic staff, and Quinton shared a beautiful strategy of getting virtual assistants on board. And one of the people posted, actually, have you got access to that post, Quinton?
Yeah. I'll quickly look it up now.
That'd be brilliant. So they're posting, wow, this is gold, this is what I've gotten out of it, there's questions being asked. Look, it's a beautiful thing, because to us, we can help you so much more beyond this conversation, meaning that, our intention is to raise the game, to really make an impact and a difference. And yes, we can teach you a whole bunch of stuff, but if we can't answer your questions, if we can't really support you on the finer elements of things, then we kind of feel like, well, we're not really meeting our vision of what we have for this. So that's why we created this for you. It's a gift from us to you, and we're giving it to you lovingly. And all you need to do to join the team is on the marketingwithvino.com page. There's a little box that says join the Marketing with Vino Club. You press that, follow the steps, and Quinton and I will lovingly welcome you into our little tribe. Have you got the post yet, Quinton?
Yeah, I've got it here. He actually put up 2 posts. So the very first post is this awesome picture, and when you guys come inside, you'll see it. It's just this awesome glass of wine. But his words, I'm going to quote him now. He goes, massive shout out to Gabby Kowalski and Quinton Venter for posting up the VA discussion on episode 11. Been racking my brains looking for people through companies to work with me full-time for the last 2 months. It was an expensive battle. Some add $1,500 to $2,000 per month Australian dollars, and the quality of the interview has been terrible. It's seriously holding my business back, and I've gotten to the point of almost giving up. But listening to Quinton's strategy on how he found his legends, I implemented it immediately, and now I have 3 rock stars I'm going to interview in the next week, and I'm confident that at least 2 of them will be hired from what I've seen so far. So that's the very first one, and then he actually came back after doing the interviews, and this is where he put up his testimonial. So just listen to this briefly, where it reads, listening to episode 11 just saved me $48,000, and here's why. I've been paying for a service at $4,000 a month to help create magic for my clients because I didn't really want to outsource, and the quality of the VAs I've seen in the past at $1,200 a month is subpar. I don't want to get into too much detail, but I do know. What I do know is this: having listened and actioned what Quinton and Gabby talked about allowed me to do 2 things. 1, I saved $4,000 a month by finding a world-class VA via online jobs. That's $48,000 a year I can add onto my Vino spending. So it's his shout for Vino.
That's right.
And number 2 is I'm rocking his world and his family's world with $90 US a week, which will keep increasing as he gets more settled into his position. I asked him what $200 a week would do for him, which is rather nothing for us, and he said it would mean the world to him. He's changed my life, and I've changed his. Thank you so much, Quinton and Gabby. You guys are just phenomenal. Can't wait to hang out next week. So that is a type of engagement that you're getting in this group. So
it's even more than that. It's actually this. My message to you guys is, wouldn't it be cool if you got that kind of engagement? You know, to Quinton and I, like when we read that, I cannot tell you the happy dance and the big smile on our face. Like it just makes us feel phenomenal because someone's implementing what we're learning and we get to have the feedback. So for you guys, it's actually looking at it like this. Why we think Facebook groups are such a fantastic platform right now is because it is current. You know, like I said, email used to be cool, and not that it's not dissing email, still do it. It's just to get with the times and make sure that with your business you're always up to date with what's going on in the world. You know, the truth of the matter is what used to work 50 years ago doesn't anymore. What even worked a year ago doesn't even more. And stay in the conversation and make sure that you're up to date with everything, because you know you can create a pretty awesome interactive platform on Facebook and create a group that means something to your people and have the interaction. One, they tell you their wins. Two, they ask you their questions and give you the opportunity to give more value, to share your stuff, to win them, to wow them, and to make the difference that you want to make within your industry. And it does. It's like it's this beautiful thing. However, there's a way to do it and a way not to.
Yeah.
So with Quinton and I, we could have created a group a while ago. However, going in cold groups. So there's people that go, oh, Facebook groups, great marketing idea, and look, in all fairness, there's a way to do something and a way to not do something in every area of marketing. So if you go, I want in on the Facebook action, right? And you create a group, and there's a few ways you could do this. So for example, you could create a group and you could run a sponsored ad on Facebook, sharing that group to people. Now, this is the thing, right? That once again, you're dealing with cold traffic.
We've spoken about this before we started recording. Just start from there onwards.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Have you got me?
Yeah, I got you. It's all there.
Yep, my apologies. Where was I?
We were just talking about this before.
Okay, so guys, you've probably just experienced a little bit of an edit. We had some technical gremlins occur. Whoops. Our apologies. So this may make sense or it may not in the editing process. Before, Quinton and I were actually chatting about all of this before we started this podcast. And ultimately, the conversation was like this. Some Facebook groups work and some don't. So I'm scrolling through Facebook and I see this sponsored ad for a Facebook group about business, and the ad spoke to me, and I was like, okay, cool. So I click on the thing and I asked to be invited into the group. Now I'm cold. I'm super cold, meaning I don't know this person. I don't know what they're about. I get onto the Facebook page, the group page, and to be honest with you, it's just one big huge pitch fest, meaning that even in the description of this person, they say, here's what I do, here's how I do it. There's no promotion in this page. There's no this, no that, no that. Every now and then, I'm going to offer you these things. It was just like, I'm thinking, okay, we'll see. I have a look through some of the posts that this person's posted. To be honest with you, they didn't really match the message of the ad, and it's just pitch after pitch. It's it's a business coach, and they're trying to get clients. And look, ultimately for me, guess what I did? Do you think I'm still a part of that group?
No, you opt out.
I sure did opt out. So why do I share this with you? I share this with you because you want to think of having a Facebook group not because you want to get more money. You want to think of a Facebook group because it's another platform for you to make change, make a difference, make an impact in your marketplace. That when the intention is correct, it will just you can't help but feel it when you're there. Meaning that I could smell her intention from a mile away, and it reeked, so I got out. So for you guys, listening to this, it's not let's do Facebook groups to make money. Don't get me wrong, of course it's a platform for you to sell your stuff to. I'm not negating that. The intention has to be it's another opportunity for you to make an impact, to share your message, to get your message out there, and there's a way to do it and not. So Quinton and I thought to ourselves, well, you know what? We've got a bit of a following now. Like you guys are listening, and obviously you like what we've got, and you're coming back and you're listening to more. So we want to give you more. we genuinely want to give you the opportunity to interact. We're going to create this for you, not for us. Our first intention is you. Honestly, every conversation we had about the Marketing with Vino Club was, how can we do more for these people?
Yeah.
We're so grateful that we get to do what we love and share it with you that we just want to give you more. We can't help it. And so as a result, that's why we've created what we do. And to be honest with you, there's no promotional stuff in there. You get in there, there's nothing promotional in there yet. Do you know why? Because the intention has to be pure. Give generously of yourself, and then, when you're inspired to give even more through a promotion, through an offer, let the same intention guide that too, meaning that let the intention of the promotion not be a strategic I'm going to give you some love and then I'm going to give you some, opportunities to buy from me after the third post.
Yeah.
Let yourself just give the love, and when you're inspired to come up with something for your people that is of value for them, then post the promotions up. What's your take on that, Quinton?
Well, yeah, it kind of goes back to why we started this thing, and we started it with an idea to help people, not to make money. And it came to the next conversation as to, cool, what is the next steps? And then we decided to form the club, and there was conversations around should we charge for it? And then again, we said no to that because it wasn't right. It wasn't in line with our thinking and our whole vision behind this. So it's only now coming to a point where we're having more conversation. And like Gabby's saying, there's a right way and there's a wrong way to do promotional as well. And the way that you would be putting promotional material forward into a group without devaluing the group, it would come from a place where you would deliver even more exceptional value. So one way to do that is you could create an event for everyone that is currently part of your group. And in that event, you could invite them to either come to an in-person event and then you can pitch from stage, or you could invite them to come to a webinar event, which is exclusive just for them, which again gives that whole perception of value that they are the only people that are getting this. And inside that webinar, you deliver, my apologies, one moment, you deliver exceptional amount of value rather than just doing another sales pitch. You will deliver so much value, and then you would put forward saying, okay, all right, guys, because you're part of this club, because you're part of this group, there is an exclusive opportunity to take the next steps. And that is how you would get them on board. And keep in mind, don't do that after every third post. You would schedule this when it's the right time for you to now start feeling that you've got enough love and enough trust in that group that they will be open to go to the next step.
And get this right, so it's not, the intention can't be I'm creating a group or I'm creating an email list or whatever it is, right? The intention's not I'm doing this to profit. The intention needs to be I'm doing this to actually love my market. Like, it has to be that I genuinely think I've got a message that's awesomely important, that what I can do for the world is beautiful and they deserve it, and I want a platform to love my market. And then from that to be inspired to give them more. And you know what? It can come in many shapes and forms. It could be a workshop. It could be a webinar. It could be a voucher to your cool thing. If you're a beauty salon, you could actually say, hey, you know what? It's been fantastic having you guys in the group. We've just hit X amount members. And as a thank you for participating in this message and helping us, fulfill our mission and let us do what we love, we're going to give away 50 vouchers for a facial. And it could just be that you give something away for free and they can come and experience you. And then once they've experienced you, then you could, do a proper analysis of their face and then sell them onto a program that can actually get their results. If they're in your group, they're after what you've got. Does that make sense? Or it could be, regardless of what industry you're in, it can be all sorts of different things. The idea, though, is that you're giving them something at low cost or cheap, or free, my apologies. That the next step isn't, you're in my group now, here's my $2 million product, buy it, It's understanding that you want to take them on a journey with you, where, if you sort of look at it from like a traffic lights perspective, there's green, there's orange, there's red, right? So green is safe. It's safe to drive. The meaning that the green stuff is all the love, the add value, the free tips. Orange stuff is actually like a webinar, a workshop, either free or a low ticket workshop, a voucher, like something that, like something that's still low risk, meaning that, we know that if the orange light goes orange just before we hit the lights, we're safe to keep driving.
Yeah.
So it's a safe bridge offer. The red is your big high ticket stuff, and does that make sense? So this is the stuff people normally stop at. So you want to take them on a journey from green to orange to red, and you want to respect their journey in that, so this is where it's not, you're in my group now, buy my stuff, it's actually you're in my group now, I respect you. You still haven't experienced me in this or that regard, let me give you something that's low risk, and let's just take you on that next step. So, I love it because throughout the podcast, Quinton often refers to dating, or to being at a party, but let's just use a dating metaphor. If you meet someone that you fancy, or that you have a bit of a crush on, you don't go in hard. You don't go in red. You don't go, oh my God, you're stunning, marry me. I mean, you could, right? But it's not going to work with many people. What you do is you woo them. You build a relationship, you build trust, and then if you're lucky, they'll marry you. And so this is the concept of either email marketing or a Facebook group. It's actually understanding the psychology of human beings and respecting that, and taking them gradually through that process. And so, wonderful platform to use if you do it right, and if you do it wrong, it honestly doesn't work very well at all.
Yeah, guys, get that. Running a Facebook group is extremely hard. There's things that you need to be on top of, and especially people can see who's seen certain posts. So think of it as if someone is putting something up and they can see that you have viewed that post and you haven't responded to a question they've asked, that creates distrust. So it's kind of like someone standing on the street and you're walking past this person and him screaming, or he or she screaming at you, or asking you something, and you just bluntly ignore them. Running a Facebook group is extremely hard. It takes time. It's something that you need to be consistent with. And I can tell you from first-hand experience, running a group prior to Marketing with Vino, I struggled. And I struggled extremely hard for two reasons. I first created a Facebook group that I invited X amount of people into it, and they've all opted in for that experience. But over the course of time, I've decided to change the name of that group multiple times. And because I've changed that group name...
And that country's called France, and all of a sudden the government decides to call it Perusia. And then you're like, oh, okay, I'm a Perusian now. And then 2 weeks later they go, you know what, we're now called Flower.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm from the country of flour.
It caused confusion with the current members. But what I experienced through the new members that were coming in, they were so as they were coming in through another opt-in, they were experiencing a certain post about the previous party or the previous country, the previous name. So they were also in conflict of not really knowing what this group is about. But one of the positives that I did get out of it is the moment someone was to join the group, I thought it was a brilliant idea at the start. Because I've changed that group name multiple times, it's basically confused the people who are in that group, that they don't really know what this group is. They don't really know what this party is. Just think of it as if you're at a party, all of a sudden the music changes, or the lights go on, or this
even
changes.
More than that, you know what? Think of it like this. You live in a country.
When was the last time that you've responded to an email once you've opted in to claim a lead magnet? And you know that email is automated. You know that thing gets sent the moment you've opted in, and you know that person isn't genuinely interested, regardless of how human they want to be, on what is actually going on in your business. But if you're on Facebook group where everyone is live and everyone's hanging out, and you're asking that person, you're tagging them in the post saying, "Hey Gabby, thank you so much for joining. Just quickly introduce yourself and tell us what are you currently struggling with marketing? What do you want to know about online marketing? That person is so engaged that they would write an essay. And that is something you won't get from email marketing just because we are over it. And we are now experiencing that same trend in groups that are working extremely well. Marketing with Vino is another example. For someone to put up a testimonial like that, when's the last time that you've sent out a testimonial just randomly to a person that you haven't actually met in person just because you've had some success around their product? You probably just forget about it. And this is the key thing. We are socially having conversations in the group, and there's so much engagement that other people can like, other people can comment on things, and that's another factor that you don't get from email. You're actually getting you're getting third party, you're getting the community to get involved and championing the successes around that, and that is value, and that is how you're going to strengthen your brand. That's how you're going to strengthen your community, is to have that those types of conversations and engagement.
Yep. And so, our tip to you is, we've been talking about edutainment marketing throughout our whole, every episode that, every now and then there's mention to this. And it's about understanding that you've got a message, get it out there. In this time and age, content marketing is where you want to be at, meaning education marketing. It's been around for a while, and it is right now, right here, the way you want to leverage things, because people are online. The world that we live in does live online, and the younger generations are getting, to be honest with you, I'm blown away how they manage Snapchat and Twitter and Instagram and Pinterest and, and Facebook, and wow, it blows me away that they're just on so many different platforms, and, that's where they're hanging out. And we're hanging out there too. The older generations have also, clicked into this. Not that I'm old. The point I'm trying to make, though, is this is where it's at. And, we are in this age where, if you want your message heard, you've actually got to scream it from the rooftops, and the last episode we did was heavily on this, where if you've got a message, spread it. Now, when you do this, then you can create a Facebook group off that. So, may it be a blog, may it be a video blog, may it be a podcast, whatever it is that you're looking at doing, you can actually still create a group. Even if you're proactive, on Facebook and you're just posting up a lot of stuff, you might just be someone who has a big following on your Facebook page, meaning that you've got a big following on your personal page and you post stuff up. Then create a Facebook group for these people to come and interact and hang out with you as well. And then it takes them off the private, the public platform into just a little community for yourself. Because for years now, it's been a few years now that Facebook has changed the game. Years ago, you could have a business page that worked like this, meaning that, years ago, if your business page for Facebook, had 10,000 people on it, all 10,000 people saw your posts. Now, Facebook is showing 1 or 2%. It's a very small percentage of your likes that are actually seeing your business page post, because Facebook wants to monetize, and so should they. They put the work in, they deserve to get the money back.
Yeah.
So what that means, though, is that if the building likes on your business page isn't the strategy anymore, it's actually creating groups. If you want to leverage Facebook this way, it's actually having a group within Facebook, because the group does see everything. They're notified. It's in their notifications that something's been posted, and if they love what you do and they value what you do, then they're actually going to take part and interact with you. Yeah?
Yeah, 100% agree. And it's also going with the psychology of if you receive a notification on your phone saying that a friend of yours has just tagged you in a comment, what do you think is the chances of you going to pick up your phone and click on it straight away, regardless of where you are? You want to see what's happening, and that's what people do when they're driving and stuff. They'll pick up their phone because they want to see what that latest post is about, or that comment. And that is what they get when they're inside your group, when it's a closed group. Whenever you comment or whenever you share something, they actually get a notification, and it's like a message being sent to them to their phone that they can then just press on it and be part of the conversation. So
exactly. Yep. And it's the science behind this is that we're actually addicted to social media, meaning that whenever these little bing-bings go up and, you've been tagged, someone's liked your thing, someone's commented on your thing, whatever it might be, there's actually a dopamine release, meaning that your body is a chemical factory, and dopamine is this like beautiful little chemical that makes you feel accomplished and makes you feel really good. And phones, like, so for example, as you're sitting here and you're listening, if you're the kind of person that you find yourself on your phone a lot, meaning that you wake up and the first thing you do is grab your phone and have a look at what's happened. Yep, Quinton's like, yep, I'm a dopamine addict. Or you're driving along, which we do not do this while you're driving. You're driving along, there's a bing bing, and you can't help it. You're like, oh, something just tempts you to open it now, even though you're gonna be like at your house in 2 minutes. There's something tempting you. The truth of the matter is that this is creating happy hormones in you and happy hormones in your market. And email used to do this for people. Email, used to be this for people. Oh, I've got an email. The same dopamine used to be released. Not so much, not as much anymore.
We get it now with letters in the mail. It's like, I've got a letter.
Oh, I got a letter. The dopamine. It's funny, but so in your marketing, you kind of want to go, where is the dopamine being released? Where in this time and age are people, getting their fix of dopamine?
Yeah, totally.
And let's communicate with them there, because we know they're going to be interactive.
Yeah.
And so, so Facebook groups are really powerful. And Quinton was saying, and Quinton was saying, they're very hard. They can be. Ultimately, though, they're not when you have a really strong why. Meaning that, honestly, Quinton, has our Facebook group been hard?
No, not at all.
Not even a little bit.
No.
So if you've got a big why for doing what you do, and you actually genuinely want to give back to your market, and you've got a message, you want to make this world a better place, the Facebook groups aren't hard.
Yeah, I think it also comes where you've touched on with the character that you need to be when you do your marketing. That if you're coming from a space where you're thinking, shit, how am I going to monetize this landing page? How am I going to monetize this? How am I going to monetize that? Then you're going to come from a place where you want to, where you're constantly striving to make that dollar, to make that money, to whether it is to pay your bills or what it is. But if you've got a strong enough reason why, if you're on that mission, then you don't really care about the money will come. The money comes from other things on the side. But if you've got that big message to share, you will get it out there. And that is sharing your market that you love them. And that's why marketing with Vino Club isn't hard compared to the previous group that I've had. Because in the previous group, it was all about what is the way that I can monetize this? What is a sneaky way that I could do this? Well, what should I be doing before I can ask for something in return? And that is hard. That is hard. That is draining. You back there?
Yes.
Yeah, cool. So that is the thing that's constantly on your mind. But with marketing with Vino Club, it is simply we are hanging out there to help these people, to serve them. We're coming from a different character, or at least I'm coming from a different character. Therefore, I'm not experiencing the constant upstream swimming. It is very easy flowing, and we're having fun while we're doing it as well.
And so this is the thing. So our strategy for you is this simple. It's, with your content marketing. So, if you're currently blogging, vlogging, podcasting, or if you want to, this is your map. Your map is create awesome content marketing, then create a Facebook group that you can continue the conversation on, because these people have already warmed up. They already trust you. They already think you're awesome. They want to continue the conversation with you, and then create a Facebook group. And create a Facebook group that's going to continue that conversation. Give love to that group, and that gives you a platform to do Inspire promotions. May it be, like I said, it could be a voucher to your business. It could be a workshop, a webinar, whatever it is. The opportunity, though, there is that you're taking them from green, which is quite frankly your content marketing, completely green light. Like there's no risk in that at all. It's like to continuing the green, where the Facebook group is still green. It's, hey, come hang out with us. You've got nothing to, it doesn't cost you anything. It's, it's just come hang out with us, no risk to you at all. To then giving them an orange, which is, like I said, a voucher, a a workshop, a webinar. Then they come and experience you, and then you can sell your stuff to, and do it eloquently with respect and with grace.
Yeah.
And when you do this, you're going to find yourself having more fun, more interaction. However, get what I'm saying here, that it's not Facebook groups work when the market's warm, not when it's cold. And not when you're just trying to sell everything. It's not a come into my home and I'm going to try and sell you every network marketing. But think about it like this, right? Like, if you go to a friend's place, like, yeah, come over for dinner, we're going to put a barbecue on. And you get there and they're like, oh, we're going to tell you about this this awesome business venture. And then you sit through an hour and a half of network marketing presentation.
I've been there.
Yes.
I see through that trap from now on.
That's right. I share this because it's funny. But this is the thing that, this is what you don't want to do. And maybe email marketing or Facebook group marketing, whatever you want to, wherever you want to reside, that's what you want to avoid, because, it's slimy. And guess what? That just loses your friends. It loses your clients. It loses you your market. It just, so instead do the opposite. Say, come over for dinner and serve them dinner.
And make it a delicious dinner too.
Super delicious.
With wine, if they like wine.
And that's right. And so with Marketing with Vino Club, that's what we've done for you. We've created an awesome platform for you to connect with us, to ask us questions, to get all the latest episodes, to interact with other fantastic people around the globe, to get their feedback, their insights, their help, and you can help too. It's an opportunity for you to grow, to contribute, to have some fun, to get your questions answered, all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And yes, every now and then, we may give you an orange. It's up to you to take it or not. We really, to us, the fact that you're listening to this, and then if you join the club, we've already achieved our outcome.
Yeah.
That if you take our orange or our red offers, to be honest with you, yes, of course, that makes us happy. The truth of the matter is we're already ecstatic, 10 out of 10, just because you're listening today. That if you hit Marketing with Vino, that takes us to a 12 out of 10. I know that seems impossible, but it does for us. Like, it seriously gets us really excited. And then beyond that, oh my God, it's just like, it's measurements that don't even exist. So this is how we want you to create your stuff. That your message is so important to you. Your community, your market is so important to you that you are happy to stay in the green for some of them, for a portion of them, forever, and it doesn't bother you a bit.
Yeah. I think, how about we spend one episode on how to create an awesome community, like a raving community. What are the key characteristics that make up an awesome community? What are we doing to get an awesome community, or to have the results of that based on Marketing with Vino Club? And then we can share that with people who want to have their groups and have an awesome community like we have.
Yeah, we can totally do that.
Yeah.
And a sneak peek. There, can we sneak peek it?
Can
we give them just a little tiny bit of before we sign off? One thing that really makes an awesome community is it's a community of like-minded people, meaning that it's people that are your avatar, meaning that they're a piece of the world, that believe in what you believe, value what you value, think like you do. And as a result, when they're in that place, they feel so understood, so connected, and so safe.
Yeah.
And there's so much more to that, and we'll definitely do an episode on that one.
That's cool. Looking forward to that.
Guys, thank you so much for listening. And please hit that Join Marketing with Vino Club button. We can't wait to see you in the group. Ask us questions. The only thing I'm going to ask of you is this. Make sure that when you're in there, you actually do interact, that you ask the questions. Because you know what? If you just sit there going, oh, that sounds cool, but I don't really know how it applies to me, and you don't reach out and ask, well, you're stuck in the same spot.
Yeah.
So for us, that's not what we're about. We're on there every day. We're giving our time every day because we genuinely want to, and we're waiting for your questions, and we're here to help. And you know what? We'll shoot you a video. We'll shoot you. We'll write you the text. We'll give you the templates. We'll give you the resources. We'll give you whatever we can. But you have to ask first.
Yeah. Totally.
And that's all we ask, is that if you join this group, you play by a few rules. Rule number 1 is you actually engage. You engage. Rule number 2 is you ask for help. And rule number 3 is you actually help and support others, which means that when you see other people post up stuff and you can help, that we ask that you also use this as an opportunity for you to contribute.
Yeah, beautifully said. Guys, you have been awesome. Amazing listeners.
Thank you so much every time.
Thank you.
And see you in Marketing with Vino Club.
Done deal, guys. There will be a link when you look at these episodes down the bottom. You can join the group straight away. Gabby and I, we will approve it, and we are looking forward to meeting you and having conversations in the club.
Really, really looking forward to meeting you and chatting with you.
Totally. Thank you, Gabby.
Thank you, Quinten. See you soon, guys.
See you soon.
Or hear you soon. Bye.
Bye.
You've been listening to Marketing with Vino. If you enjoyed this episode and want to access the resources discussed in this episode, go to marketingwithvino.com and select which episode you've listened to.